Okay, hello, and welcome to Experience Artistic Consultants. Now, I'm just a real person I have over 20 plus years of experience in as being a visual artist as well as working. I've worn many hats over the 20 years, right? But the one thing that I really always aspire to do is be an entrepreneur, one who works for themselves. And I had to get to know about social media, how it works, you know, how would it work for me? And so I've been learning this over, I would say, the past 10 years, maybe, uh, give or take. I've been learning about the tactics and the strategies, how it works for me in my industry, right? Let me turn this off because I was listening to some music. Okay, so the thing, one of the things that I really like stressing to artists and artistic businesses, services. And when I say artistic businesses, is not, or artistic services, I'm not um, taking away from the artist, the individual artist, because you got to understand that once you start collecting money for your work, you are in business. So, but when I say artistic services or community services, I'm talking about just that. Like there are there are cultural centers, there are community centers, and then there are businesses that um, the typical businesses. I don't know. A good example of that might be of a business that wants to just reach other um, outside of their community, or meet or reach more people within their community, as like say, I don't know, Arisons. Do they still exist? Okay. Errands, or even Walgreens or something. Okay, like they would once a year, twice a year, do something um, to greet their customers. I've been asked to in the past. I've been asked to, just um, paint paint their face. Give just let the kids create something, or you're creative. Just have them feel welcomed and greet them with art. I don't know if you've been there or not, but anyway, it is a tactic or a strategy to help to help the uh, the customers and potential prospects feel welcomed, and give them a little bit of fun to remember and all of that. So there are a lot of things that, as creatives, we can do to help bring money into the business. And um, I guess if you could consider me a hustler on that end. Okay, because you can make some good tips, and you can make some good connections and network that way to just keep a little change in your pocket. And so the objective and goal of this channel is to help 1 million creatives. I don't care where you are along the what genre. Hmm. I don't care what you do, what level you are at. It's just my concern, my business personally as the creator of this particular channel. as well as the website that I'm bringing out eventually soon. I'm working on it. Okay. Um, is to help. And because I have so many great connections, and I'm not bragging about it. It is what it is. I have a lot of great connections, and I know a lot of great artists. And it's like, my God, these people should know each other. But one of the things that I also take into consideration, the level of the artist, not just the artist's skill, but also the knowledge on how to make things happen, not just happenstance, but make a conscious decision to make a thing happen, right? And so I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm all that great in that right now, but I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress, right? All right. So are these the right ones? I don't think so. Um, so how do you? I make work and stuff, but how? I don't know, because the older I get, the um, the more challenging my eyes become. Okay. Hello. All right. So um, when we begin to take our career seriously as an artist, it's like we know it, because now we're looking into other things. We're we are looking up things. We want to know how things work. And especially today, because there's no longer are we in the world where we could just walk into a shop, and we could just walk into galleries and all that stuff, and comfortably walk around and chit chat and eat the cheese and the great wine and have the great conversations and all that kind of stuff. We're just not there anymore. And I really don't think, as a social media marketer and promotional, and did I say that right? All of a sudden I'm getting tired. Getting tired tongue. But as someone who's interested in social media marketing and promotion for artists, I realize that there are certain avenues that are no longer open to us, and we have to uh, figure out how to go around them, how to create other bridges, and all of that. And so that's what this channel is here to do, is to help you out. I just look this way. Okay. And it's great if there are other artists that hit this channel, and please give your comment, um, add your knowledge to it, because that's what it's about. We want to help each other, and especially novice artists, and intermediate artists, but even us as professional artists, sometimes, hey, because we get stuck. A lot of us get stuck, and that's unfortunately that we do that, because we usually, when we become stuck in progress and flexibility, we lose out on money. Okay, I'm just putting it out there. We lose out on opportunities. And like I said, I think in another video, like, it's not always about the money, especially if you are as passionate about the arts as I am. It's not always about the money. However, being realistic, we know that we have to have the money, and we need to try to find where that money is. Okay. And I'm not going, okay, because when it's a win-win, people are going to come back, and they're going to refer, right? And all that good stuff. So your reputation and how you build is important. Okay. All right. So it all really starts at 10 seconds into the video. And hopefully the video will be short and to the point if I can ever get there. But all right, so I take my notes. I always take my notes because I can rattle and and I can go on and on and on. And so I take notes to keep me focused. There's no shame to my game with that. All right, so 8 social media platforms all serious artists should be on now. Now, this doesn't mean that this doesn't mean that you should um, be on all at one time, because that's a lot of work. It really is. If you're doing it yourself, it's a lot of work to be. You want to produce, and um, you want to show up on these platforms and channels that you create. That's very important, right? And I admit I fall short on some things because, when I first started out, I wanted to hit all the platforms and channels that welcomed me, right? But then and even create pages and groups and stuff like that. But then I began to realize, oh my goodness, even though I don't have any, I don't, my children are grown and out, but I now have even more time to create. And as artists, we just tend to want to create, and we forget about these other entities that we've opened up, you know. And so I would say be very, very cautious, right, going forward with dedicating yourself to all these different social media avenues. But they're here. And if you can do that, great. But then you'll be taken away from me because that's what I want to do for you. But I also want you to be able to do it for yourself. So that's why I share these things too. All right. Okay, so let's see, reading my notes here, it says 8 top social media platforms for artists and designers. So illustrators, designers, this is, going across the board. Um, okay, I need to read what I just wrote too so that I can catch up with myself because we want to promote ourselves as creative and showcase our best work. So social media platforms are a welcoming way to do it, especially today, since the times are changing. And we talked about that. I touched on that a little earlier. The way we do things and may never return to the old familiar ways where we could go into the shop, or gallery, or even visit an art studio. So things have changed. But now the perks of establishing yourself into these social media platforms is helping you with securing a job, right? Because that's where we are. So it's helping you secure jobs, gain. It helps to gain freelance clients, collaborate, and build a professional reputation, which is what we want to do. Okay, so the following platforms are also highly recommended by other professionals in the business, okay, such as artists, photographers, designers, filmmakers, right? And I think in my other videos, I highlight that a lot. Like the stuff that I talk about, the things that I talk about is really, it can be used regardless of what type of artist you are, right? Or what genre of art you are in, whatever level, whatever media. Okay. So we know, what did I write here? We know of TikTok apps, right? But okay, so me personally, I haven't, I've Well, I did try it, and that's when it first came out, and I've not revisited TikTok since. But I hear it's the latest rave of social media today. All right. So, I would say if you haven't looked into it for yourself, do that. Take a look. Take a look at it because you may find after some exploring how to make it of value for you. Because one size doesn't fit all. Everything that works for one person doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for you. Okay. So I highly suggest here that you never just listen to other people about things like this, especially um, because, as I said earlier, there's no guarantee. You have to explore and examine and see what works best for you. So now there's a few that I may mention, okay, that I have yet to explore as we go down this list. But I'm offering them up because so many artists have said they, what it says, so many artists have said they have gotten value. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Sometimes I can't read them all. You know what? Someone told me one time, like, not just one person either, like, you should have been a doctor, right? Because I never get my glasses right. I need new glasses. And like, you should be a doctor because your handwriting is like of a doctor. You just have chicken scratch. And I tried to deny that, but now that I have to read my own writing, okay. So, but a lot of the sites that I'm going to talk about now, um, it's been noted that a lot of artists have gotten a lot of good stuff from it or from these particular sites, right? Being a part of them. And just remember, I'm stressing this to you right now. When if you start, you know, getting on these particular sites that I'm mentioning, and you know, you have to schedule yourself. You're going to have to do that in order to stay abreast of these sites and stay attuned to these sites and not miss out on any projects and things that may be, looking for you. So it's your accountability and your responsibility. But these are some great sites, okay? And no, and I'll let you know if I've um, ever used any of them along the way. All right, so there's this new one called Day Flash, right? Um, DayFlash dot Day Flash. So once again, I've never heard of it until now. So like doing my research, I hate these glasses are crooked. It's so awesomely not nice. All right, so all right, so I've never heard of this one until now since I was doing my back pedal and I did some more research to get up to date. And okay, maybe you've heard of it. It's a new app. And so, like, from my understanding, it works like Instagram. Okay. Used to work, well, from my understanding, it works like Instagram used to work. So there's no algorithm, and you will see all of your friends' posts versus it chooses the robot chooses what you see and what you hear and all that kind of stuff, right? So this one supposedly doesn't deal with the algorithm thing. So however, it appears to be getting some great feedback by artists of all artistic genres. So meaning that all artists, regardless of what type of art you put out, they are now exploring this particular app, which is Day Flash. All right. Number two. ArtStation, artstation.com. So this is a place for 2D and 3D artists, uh, especially those working in games, film, media, and entertainment industries, or if you are aspiring to do so. So I find that this art station is one for more for 2D and 3D artists, film and entertainment. Okay. Um, Actually, did you know that film is actually called 4D? I just thought I'd put that out there. Okay. Let's see. More to that, I think I wrote for it is recruiters nowadays don't just encourage us to post our works on various platforms, but expect us to, which is true. All right. I should have known that off the top of my head. But like I said, I have so much information in here that I have to write it down. And hopefully you're catching it all right. So let's see. In reality, it's not about how many followers or likes we have of our work when it comes down to recruiters, okay, looking for talent. It's really whether or not they like your work, which, you would think that that's just like common sense, right? But um, we get so freaked out about how many likes that we get or dislikes. We stop really thinking about um, legit fans, right? And um, getting organic people, organic likes and stuff like that, because that's where your true friends are too, in regards to what you do. So keep that in mind. Looking for talent is really whether is okay. Where am I? For talent is really whether or not they like your work. All right. It's about whether or not they like your work and if it fits for whatever they're looking for. So, especially with social media platforms such as this one that we just mentioned here, recruiters visit the content of the website pages, and so that so there are actually recruiters there. And honestly, okay, like I've met some really um, great people, um, and I've been offered some really great projects uh, and some jobs. I don't know. Is that the same thing? Jobs, projects, depends on how you look at it. All right, but I have on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. I've actually over the years have gotten some great connections there and offered some great projects and stuff like that. So those are really great social media platforms and channels to be a part of. All right. Let's see here. Next. 3, deviant art. And I'm sure a lot of us have heard of deviant art, right? Um, I know I heard of it some years back and I did try it, but it really wasn't for me. All right. It really wasn't for me because I felt that it was more like I guess you go back to the 3D type of thing. I forget I forget the name of that artwork, but it just wasn't, I didn't find myself there, right? But I did find a lot of great talent there. Okay, so what did I say here? Deviant art has a more amateur, hobbyist feel to it, and it really does. More so than ArtStation. the one I just mentioned. So it's more of a site where you can get your work in front of your friends, your peers, and get feedback, which is good. You want that feedback. Um, it's certainly one that may be good for beginner artists. It offers a lot of great free. Who doesn't like free? Okay, free resources such as tutorials on how to use brushes. Is straightforward, no algorithms, to games, well organized, and is supportive of every type of art and writing. So that's a plus with DeviantArt. You can have the visual art as well as the writing process. Okay, you can share that, and that's what you want. Okay, um, the dots.com. All right, dot com. It's noted as being more for professionals who want to network, similar to LinkedIn for creatives. It attracts companies such as Google, Burberry. Burberry, I love the way. I don't know if that's the same, but anyway, I love Burberry cologne for the male or the female. It's just so nice. Okay, so it attracts companies such as Google, Burberry, Song Pictures, Viacom, M&C, Satachi, Warner Music, um, Tate, Discovery Networks, and uh, it's more it's more like a recruiting tool, right? You can use this particular dots.com the dots.com as a more professional uh, resource or tool, right, to help you get in front of uh, those major companies, if you will. And so I'm definitely going there. Actually, like I said, until I updated my research on this, because social. Well, I would say, yeah, social media, just the www, World Wide Web. It changes every day. It's like you got to be up on and stuff like every day, as if us creatives don't have enough to deal with. All right, so now you can use this platform not only for job search, you can connect with other creatives in your field. Check out people's side hustles as well, opportunities for collaborations, and keep abreast of latest events and more. So that's the dots.com. All right. So what you get, and this is something that was definitely. Did I bring water? Okay, this is something that was definitely um, stressed. Okay, and it says what you get out is more with what you put in. So the more you put into these particular sites, websites, the more you would get out, right? Okay, so the Dots website can be best used as self promotion. All right. Other websites to look into is Behance. Um, I think Behance is more like a portfolio. If you want to build your portfolio, um, and be able to just kind of like put everything in that one file or whatever and just send it off, I believe Behance is good for that. Um, Behance is another one that I checked out like years ago when it first started out, and I used it, but I wasn't really consistent at it. Uh, I'm one to explore and see where things go. And I may end up back, but for the most part, I'm just gonna check it out, you know. And I encourage you to do the same thing. Okay, so Behance, Dribble, and I don't know what that is, and Creative Pud, CreativPud.com. Okay. Well, we're going to talk about Dribble, Dribble.com, Dribble.com. So has grown beyond web and mobile app design. The platform now actively helps companies such as Apple, um, Airband, AR, AIRBND. Okay. Facebook, Google, Dropbox, um, and Slack to hire designers. And many clients use it to find people to commission. All right, so that's Dribble, DRIBBLE.com. So more so for graphic and illustrators, really, but not limited to them. It's a site for posting work that doesn't fit in your main portfolio. That's cool because that's like, you know, I'm proficient in this, but I dibble in that, you know. So you're still like showing your talent off here. Okay, such as your personal illustration projects. So if you have any inquiries about your illustration, you can direct them to your portfolio there. All right. So I'm going to mention these one more time. I did not put them in the description area. I may go back and do so that you don't have to constantly um, look at my face every time you want to hear how, the websites. Okay. So Behance, um, from my notes here, closest to a pure portfolio platform, but with a social usage added in. Okay, excuse me. It's a good site for sharing and behind the scenes aspect, a more complete look at the project. I don't know if I wrote that right. I need my water. I can't believe I left it. Okay, but Behance, in other words, is really good. Behance, BEHANCE.com. Check it out. Go there and see how it works for you. Um, but I think it's good because if you don't mind showing your process, you don't mind showing your process and all of that, it's a good way to go. Okay, show your skills, show your talents out there. Let's see. Is shareable and inspirational for creatives. Okay, so it's an ideal place for creatives to share the behind the scenes and case study aspect of our projects. It's easy to use, Behance, and to post online. So it's easier to use Behance to post online. All right. All right. I hope I enunciate this one right too, but this is more for like musicians. Spotify, Spotify. That's a great place for musicians. All right. So number 7, Instagram. Yay. I am on Instagram. I am on Facebook. Um, I am on LinkedIn. And believe it or not, Tumblr, but we'll talk about that too. I guess we'll get to that. people sleeping on Tumblr right now, but it's an awesome place for blogging, right? To keep people abreast of your work, as you know, and you're able to share it to different platforms, other than the site itself. So Tumblr, man, I haven't been on Tumblr for a while, but I know that when I was really active on it, it was great because I was able to write my blogs, also post about other artists' blog, that I wrote about, giving them a blog blast. It really helped do that. Um, yeah. Anyway, that was just kind of a bonus to put that out there because it really wasn't part of the eight, but and they're not paying me. Like Tumblr is not paying me to even talk about them. None of these sites are. Anyway, it's for the betterment, right? It's for the betterment. I'm keeping up with the objective and the goal of this channel, and that is to help us artists um, brand ourselves and get out there. All right, so number 7, Instagram. Okay, it's yet the most popular visuals, right? It's popular for visuals, based social media platform today, and for most creatives, it's a must place to be. All right. So Behance is great for sharing and getting our work in front of professional eyes, but Instagram still has this need and desired covered, right? It encompasses all of that. And Instagram provides access to a much wider audience and allows us to engage with nearly anyone. Okay. The hashtags are awesome. Hashtags makes it easier to be discovered, along with finding nearly anything easier. So the hashtag is when you do of course, you already know that, but some of us may not. Hashtag, hashtag. And then you can put hashtag, and I'll use myself, right? And you you can put, I don't, is that the other way around now? I love it. I forget. It does a thing, right? Anyway, you put hashtag, say you put hashtag KDV flowers and the search engine and everything is, on that name is going to come up the that the algorithms can bring up and connect to and all that kind of stuff. It just makes it easier. Hashtags, I love hashtags. They're great. Use them. If you want to brand yourself, hashtags are a great way to do that, to help you do that. If you want to increase your presence, broaden your presence online, start putting a hashtag, your name, or hashtag the name of your business. Okay, just start doing that on your post and all of that, and on your website. And eventually Google is going to pick that up, and you'd be surprised how you end up shooting up there on the search engines. It's very helpful. All right. You can also visit me on um, check out LinkedIn. Check me out on LinkedIn. Look up my they're pretty old, but for the most part, it's about social media and how to use it. And if you look me up on LinkedIn, I think I put, excuse me, I think I put in the description area, but if not, I'll I will. Okay, and you can learn more about the importance of hashtags because they are important. All right. What else? Okay. Well, I'm just going to share that, even though I think it's out of order, but I'm going to share it anyway. I have the downside with Behance is all the needed fields to fill, all the needed fields to fill out per post. That is so true. Excuse me. I'm looking for water. But we're almost done here anyway. But that is so true. Uh, you kind of hate filling out all of that stuff. You got there's so many fields you have to fill out. And it's like, man, it's time consuming. But at the same time, until they make it better for us, it's just what we have to do. Unless, once again, you hire someone like me. Okay. Um, what else? The challenge is always usually finding your target market. And that's what it's really about when we take the time out to approach and these approach these sites, right? The challenge is always usually finding your target market. And so, but that's what we have to do in order to find them. So I share these websites with you because I want you to go out there and explore them, examine them, see for yourself, you know, how it can work for you. Now, when I um, when I join a website, and create a page from it, I usually look at the 6 month, maybe even a year, depends, right? But after 6 months to a year, if I've not increased um somehow or made some connections or gotten some projects or something, from it, I'm leaving it, right? Because that's just not where my market is. That's not my target market. It's not there. My peeps, my fam ain't there. And that's just the reality of it. Now, that doesn't mean that they'll never be there. It just means that they're just not there right now. So it's best just to move on, pick up your jacks and your ball and go somewhere else. And it's okay. All right. And never leave your work. I've been guilty of this, but I'm saying to you, and I take my own advice as well. So I go back and I remember the um, websites that my work was once at. Go back there and delete that stuff. Get your work off of that, right? Just remove it and move on. All right. So my notes here. Artists and clients all seem to go to Instagram for design and animation inspiration. But I personally have been, like I said earlier, approached with opportunities and projects in the past on these particular sites. Um, but there are definitely positives there, right? There are negatives and positives. We want to focus on the positives. The negatives, if they're not working for you, just don't don't simmer on it. Just acknowledge it and move on, right? But now, you want to also check out what are the positives for you that website offers. So Instagram and Twitter can be very effective as a place to share your work amongst creative community, right? So Twitter is still yet a good resource to use, okay, to get your work out there and connect, right? Um, LinkedIn. This is my last one. This is number 8. And once again, I talk a lot about LinkedIn. I really like LinkedIn as a professional, right? I like it because it it's set up that way, right? It's just set up for you. There, as far as artists are concerned, there are a lot of groups that uh, you can get in contact with that actually help you to network and connect with other sources and resources around the freaking world, not just in your space, not just in around your bubble, right? But it helps you to expand and go beyond, and you don't know where that'll take you once you start connecting with these other sources and resources that people are willing freely to let you know about. You don't know where that's going to take you, so you're encouraged to just get out there, right? Get the freak out there and take advantage of these things and find out um where you can upgrade your life. Okay. All right. Let's see here. I think I mentioned Facebook. If not, I'll mention it now and again. So Facebook was a great place to be for business creatives before they started all of the ads and stuff. Uh, it's changing. They're revamping. I can see it. Um, all the ads crap sucks, man. LinkedIn has made it a forum to share design. Okay, so I'm just talking about the versus, that website versus another website. So LinkedIn has made it a forum to share design, animation, and behind the scenes content, which can cause to receive great attention for you. So LinkedIn has made it a way where artists can definitely connect and get whatever they want to get out there in regards to their career, right? Mentioned Tumblr. People are sleeping on it. Check it out though, Tumblr. Um, let's see. Okay, what time is it now? All right, so I'm gonna cut this right here. All right, and I think we're going to pick back up. Let me make a note of it. And the next video will most likely be why use social media for creatives. Um, and we really want to go into that because I know, oh my goodness, I know that social media is challenging, especially for us older artists, right? Uh, those of us who are older in our 50s and stuff, and we're so used to doing it in a certain way, right? But those of us who are 50 and older, it becomes more challenging. And so once again, though, but that's what I'm here for. I want to bring you the best, tools and resources to help you, regardless of your age, really. Um, I just like living, right? I do. And I love the idea of me being a creative. And I I want to connect with you as a creative. And I want us to help one another, you know, to wherever it is, spiritually, mentally, physically, career wise. I want to make that connection, and I want that connection to mean something, and I want that connection to help help us, you know, to um, to reach our perspective success. You know, everybody has a different understanding and level of what success is, right? So I believe that I'm a successful artist, um, but I also know that there's more land to cover. And so I'm willing to put myself out there. And hopefully you're willing to put yourself out there. And if we're willing to do that, um, there's no telling where we can go. All right. So with that, I hope that you will leave your comment, add to the topic, subscribe if this has been helpful for you. You know, share it to others whom you believe may get something from it. Once again, it's all about helping. And of course, contributions, donations are welcome, right? It's in the description on how to do that and why to do that, right? All right, then. So best creative regards to you, and see you next time. Y'all willing. Bye.